welcome to Shenanigans Hour, where all your ham radio fantasies come true. What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio and your Ham Radio fantasy on Shenanigans. Before we get started talking here, we're going to thank the Patreons with a new upgrade from Josh. He was a POTA supporter. Now he's a POTA activator. So welcome to POTA activator, Josh. And we did have somebody sign up for a free account, but I don't know who you are because I don't have your call sign, and I did send you an email. So if you're watching the stream, send me an email back. Also, shout out to the YouTube members. Absolutely awesome people. They're green in the chat or blue if they're administrators. And then the ever-changing board. We did have one change this week. Whiskey 4 Golf Sierra Sierra overtook Evo Delta 9 Uniform Delta Victor again. Them two went back and forth a couple of times. Also, big shout out to Whiskey 4 Golf Sierra Sierra for the off-stream donation, and to Toby Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta for the off-stream donation. Thank you guys very much. Much appreciated. What's up, Mr. Dan?
It's another Sunday. Kind of thin in the chat right now. Hey, Toby, good to see you. Terry, Kilo 8 Golf Hotel. Jeff Wingett, good afternoon. Good after evening. And November Lova, Eddie the Brisket Man. What's going on, buddy?
And you know, it's funny that Terry is already trying to get my rant started at the very beginning of the stream.
That's true. Oh, and Kilo 4 Lima, India. What's going on, buddy?
And Terry, that rant is definitely coming, but we're going to wait just a little bit first.
Golf Zero RFD from across the pond. How you doing, buddy? What is going on with your Sunday?
Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you, my Sunday is hot, but I'm excited because tomorrow it's supposed to be about 20 degrees cooler for one day. For one day. And that means it doesn't matter how bad the band conditions are, I can enjoy POTA because, you see, there's two things I hate. I hate bad band conditions, and I hate the heat. And when you put them together, you got what you got yesterday. I went out and did a CW activation. I barely got activated because of the band conditions, and I sweated more than I drank in 2 weeks because it was so hot. So I went to the house and waited for late shift. But tomorrow, it's supposed to be pretty good. So I'm kind of excited for that.
I wonder why it's cooling down for just one day. Do you think somebody may have came down from Canada about 90 miles an hour and maybe drafted some colder air down here or something?
You know, I would think that, but he stopped in the Capitol, to make sure his permit was good in the kingdom and everything.
Right.
And he stopped in the Capitol, and actually, he stopped in the Capitol to plead for his people, for the king to come up and resurrect them from their sorrows. That's what he did.
Georgia Parks and Propagation. Chris, what's going on, buddy?
His name is Ron. Georgia Park.
No, it's
Georgia
not
Parks
Ron.
and Rec. That's Ron.
That's right. Heard they had a great weekend up at Reed the Bingham State Park.
Yeah, I did make contact with that crew. So, actually, I made double contact with that crew because they parked me, and then after my activation, I club called them. So
did you hear they had brisket?
I did hear. I did hear they had brisket, and Eddie had promised that he was going to be knocking at my door sometime yesterday with it, and never showed up. So there's probably going to be some heavy repercussions. I'm thinking that in Huntsville, last year in Huntsville, Eddie agreed to a little bit of scissoring. I'm not going to talk all the details, but he agreed to some scissoring. And I think the king is going to invoke the scissoring at this Huntsville.
It'll be like in the movie Life. There's going to be consequences and repercussions.
That's right. That's right.
Nobody better eat your cornbread.
He says, on the way, keep waiting. I'll tell you what, if you have it here by the end of my late shift activation tonight, pending lightning, we'll forget about the scissoring, Eddie.
The Duke of Alabama is here. Bang, bang. Good to see you, George. See you in not too much longer. See you in Huntsville. It is coming up.
It won't be long for Huntsville. No. I do have a trip before then. And I'm not going to talk about that trip at all tonight because I'm going to talk about it on Wednesday. That's the whole stream Wednesday is going to be about that trip. We're going to just leave that on the hush hush.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So does your finger have a face there?
My finger might have a face. Let me scoot over. See if my finger has a face. It wasn't my finger. Just so we know.
So he does have a face, and he's really far south for somebody from the northern lands.
First thing he said was, "Damn, it's hot."
Yeah,
and it is.
How's your trip going, James?
All right. The heat's not so bad. The bugs are nasty, though.
Yeah. That's the one thing. My heat's competing with theirs right now, but I can't compete with their bugs. That they're like West Virginia birds.
I had to fight them off to get my brisket last night.
The gnats are the worst here. Mm-hmm. They're the little that they'll fly up your nose and shit. Right? It's crazy.
But the thing is, James, is you're getting worse because you're getting ready to go into Florida too, and they grow another 2 feet as soon as you cross the border.
But hopefully, and anybody who wants a good roving tip, we're actually going to talk about some actual radio here on Shenanigan. If you have a FT891, get an ATAS 120, you can activate and not even leave your truck. Stay in the AC, ain't got to worry about the bugs.
Okay, so hold on. You're staying in the AC. So your vehicle causes no RF noise when you're running it?
Sometimes it does. It's weird. It kind of it ebbs and flows. I don't know if maybe it's the AC compressor or something like that, but sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't.
Because I can do 40. I can do 40 and run the car.
It's worse on 40 for me.
Yeah, me too.
20's worse for me.
Right.
20's shut down by the car running. It's, record month and week of sales for June. Congratulations, Chris, and thank you.
Very nice. Heck yeah, buddy.
Not bad for a fart sniffing zebra.
It's worse for me driving down the highway rather than being stationary because you're going past all these vehicles that might be electric vehicles and they're really loud, RF wise. It might be a reefer trailer with that refrigerating unit is just RF noisy. It's crazy as you're driving down the road.
Well, no, I don't mind it as much going down the road. That's what's sad.
Huh.
Because then I'm just hunting. I don't mind to hunt because I can make a QSO here and there to hunt, but when I'm sitting there and listening to the constant, it gets on my nerves. I do like the ATOS a whole lot. It's a game changer, especially for roving, because even if you're not running the AC, even if you're just pulling the park and shutting the car off, long enough to get your 12 and out, it's a game changer because you don't have to even get out of the car.
Sometimes you don't have to stop the car.
It is not. I have done that too. It is not an Eagle One. I can tell you that. You are not going to get out. You're not going to have those 40 over signal reports, and a lot of my hunters criticize when I run the ATOS, but they're not the ones who have to hurry up and get to these parks quickly.
How many watts do you think the ATAS 120 can take?
I don't know.
We might find out.
Oh God!
I think it's rated 200.
200?
I think so.
No, I better not do that because I used to have 2 of them. Now I don't have a backup in case I melt one.
I can always take my ham stick.
No, you can't take your ham stick. Sorry.
But
We're not roving tomorrow with ham sticks.
It'll make Charlie very happy.
I will I will get out of the truck every damn time and put the Eagle One up before we use ham sticks.
No, November Lima. No, there's 2 Jameses, therefore there's 3 opinions.
That is true. That is true.
Josh says he has to turn the engine off to hear anything in the mobile. Like I said, sometimes it's like that for me. Sometimes it's not. It all depends. I think it's.
I can do 40. I mean, a lot of times when I leave the park, I'll leave the radio just hooked up, and I'll contact somebody from Discord. Say, hey, you want to talk on 40? And we'll sit and we'll just talk all the way to the house or wherever I end up dropping something.
Thanks for the bit of knowledge there, Scott. ATAS 120 Alpha is good for 120 SSB and 50 FM. So. Good to know. I didn't melt it.
I know. I will be running mine on that trip to the west, so I will be hunting.
You'll be what? Did you say hunting?
Yeah, I'm hearing some noise, some weird noise from somewhere. Anyway, I will be hunting while I'm traveling out west on the ATOS, and a lot of the parks that I'll just pull in and go just because they're into traveling will be on the ATOS as well.
All right, guys. June 30th, 2024, at 18:11 Eastern Time. That is I don't know, 22:11 UTC. James just said he was going to hunt, so we might want to mark this down in history here.
I hunted James and them last night as the club call.
No, you just got us from a park and just didn't want to log it. That ain't the same.
After I hunted for y'all, I should have just spotted and did an activation and got 6 more contacts and did a club activation. I should have.
Chris, if you're asking us what trip, we really don't even know yet. I know we're going to go south, and then from there we'll go either west or east. I don't know. So we'll do something in Florida.
I think he's asking about
Well, James can't talk about his trip because if
till Wednesday.
If you're talking about James's trip, Wednesday stream is about that. We don't want to.
Yeah, I can't talk about
spill the beans.
It is not the original. I can tell you, it is not the original trip that was planned for the West.
I think we're going to plan on doing 43 parks tomorrow.
At least.
That'd be awesome. I'll catch you guys at 8:00 park to park tonight because I know you guys will be out tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say you better start at 8, right? No, we're going to start about 9:30 tomorrow morning.
And be done by 1.
It'll be done by 1. That's correct.
I brought the moose with me.
Hey, and when you guys order your Whiskey 8 truck logs, you get a discount by using the code ATRAG.
That's right. What do we get if we buy one log, we get one free or something?
That's about how it works, yes.
Oh, we're so terrible.
Buy 1 contact, get 10 free.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, you guys wanted to talk about radio, and Terry wanted to rant. So I guess we could kind of do them both. No, we could. So I'm just going to tell you. You got your popcorn jam?
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
just going to tell you. If you are an AM guy, you have the right to work AM. Okay? I am a single sideband guy, and I have the right to work single sideband. Now I get it. There's a gentleman's agreement that 7290, and not just big window that you say there is. But 7290 is the AM calling frequency, and I can show you that that's what it is. It's 7290. But here's the thing: I wasn't on 7290 to start with. But even if I was, and I called as this frequency in use, that is when you have to say it is. Because once I start, that is my frequency. According to the ARRL, we got this nice little agreement right here. And it's the considered operator frequency guide. It's not really even a gentleman's agreement.
Hold on, I got to blow this up. I can't see it here.
But
Okay.
But the real important part here that I want everybody to see is no frequency will be assigned for an exclusive use of any station. No one owns a frequency. That means nobody. That means if I don't want to move for an AM station, I don't have to. If I don't want to move for a net, I don't have to. Now, when you ask me nicely, I move. And the guy who had the very, 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 very weak AM station that could not compete with the portable station. Once I finally heard you and realized that you were saying I was on top of your queue, so I told you I would move. And then you told me to move down 15.
15. Jesus.
15. And I told you that maybe you should move to 7290 where the AM the agreement is. And your response was AM is allowed everywhere. Well, guess what? So is single sideband. And yes, I did move for this guy. I still moved for the guy. I didn't move 15.
We were on 7288, and they came in and preached the AM sermon to us, and I kept right on activating because there was no one there when we started.
Exactly. No one, again, according to the FCC, no one owns a frequency.
What it is they got their radios tuned about there, and if they hear anything within that 6 kc of passband, they run from the kitchen and say, no, the frequency was in use.
Mm-hmm. But this dude come like 15 minutes to my activation to start with.
Yeah,
he may have come before that. He was pretty weak when I finally heard him. But
you should have told him to move up about 7 megahertz and try another band.
But that's the thing. I did move for the guy, and I do move for anybody who asks me politely. But I just want to make that clear to these AM guys who think they own. Now they think they own. They think they own from 7285 to 7300. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. But now this guy told me that they're allowed. Said we're allowed everywhere. I said yep, and we are too. Anywhere in the band plan that I'm legally allowed to activate, I can activate.
You should have just flipped your radio over to AM and continued the damn activation.
That's exactly what I told the guy last night that gave us a sermon. And I said,
Yeah.
hey, how about I just switch to AM? That make you happy?
You know,
I've done that before too.
and they definitely don't like
they get real happy when you do that. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Look at my stats. I've got quite a few AM contacts.
Yeah, and they definitely won't like it when the likes of Charlie Golf Charlie and Kilo 4 Lima Indy and all them start calling on AM and blowing their eardrums.
Yeah,
out.
the AM sermonizer never identified. Josh is right.
It's absolutely crazy because they're the worst. They're worse than net. AM guys are worse than net because at least the net think they own one frequency 24 hours a day. The AM guys think they own an ungodly amount of radio space. And in that little thing that I shared, it plainly said that even though there are gentlemen's agreements, even gentlemen can't honor these agreements in busy times of radio when the bands are full.
There was somebody, I think it was last night, about, I want to say it was late. It was past the new day. It was probably about 8 or 9 p.m. here Eastern time. And he was activating on 7200 on a Saturday night. I said, I'm all for activating on 7200, but that might not be the time you want to try it. It might be fun. Don't get me wrong, but it'll be better at 7, 8 in the morning when there's really nobody to mess with you.
And Josh is correct. The guy never identified on the radio.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Frank? Good to see you in here. He is here, so we can start the stream now.
And one more thing on my rant.
Okay.
It goes from the AM to the FT8. Guys, if you're going to do FT8, you got to let the full FT8 contact get done. Because us people who do legal FT8, we have to actually wait for it to say it's okay to log it. And that's when it gets logged. So if you shut off before the 73, it doesn't go into our logs. There's no use in complaining about it because you didn't get the contact.
Don't be an impatient little shit.
Charlie Golf Charlie has a fairly good point here. It's most of the real AM guys run far more power than SSB people, and I think some of them might have old like Collins amps at AM radio stations and stuff, and they might be pushing just a tad bit over legal limit.
Yeah, but that guy, however, did not. Well, my look at it is this, okay? If me and Dan was having a QSO on 7267 AM and some guy jumped on 7268 sideband and was blowing us away, but he has a pile up and it's me and Dan, I'm going to say, hey, man, let's move a little bit because there's a whole group of them and they're blowing us out of the water anyway. So they're evidently doing something, and we're sitting here talking about macaroni salad. I figure we can move. That'd be my opinion.
I'm with Scott. The 40 meter national tuning frequency is 7200. So yeah. I'm all for that. But do pay attention. There was a post not a couple times a day. People posted it on the POTA Facebook page. 14325. I can't remember the 40 meter frequency, but they are going to start up the Hurricane Watch Net because of a couple of tropical storms that are going to be coming through the Florida area. So if you do hear a Hurricane Watch Net, try to steer clear of it.
Absolutely.
It's a nice thing to do.
He was chased off 3 frequencies this morning. He said, here's the thing. After you said it to the news several times, Terry, when you start calling CQ, it's your frequency. You're the one choosing to be run off. And again, I don't mind to be run off when people ask me nicely, but I don't do the runoff thing. Matter of fact, a guy was tuning up on me the other night because I was on 7229, and I know the wingnuts on 7230 24 hours a day, but they come down there and started tuning up on me. And here was the thing. I finally, I had him notched out, but he was still going over some of the hunters with his tuning. And finally, I just gave him a little advice. I said, listen, bud, the guy who's tuning up, I'm almost done here. But if you tune up one more time,
I'm going to stay
I
another hour.
promise you for the next 2 hours, I'll call CQ right here because I have nothing to do tonight. And he decided his radio was tuned all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes later, I was done. That's the problem. They try to run you off, and it takes you longer. A lot of times I'd be gone. I can't tell you the times that I've stayed later just because somebody tried to run me off.
You see James at a park at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's still on the same frequency as coming. Somebody tried to mess with him.
Listen,
He's just going to stay there until 6.
80-meter guys, I can't tell you tonight that they do that on 80 meters, and then on the same frequency, I run 80 meters sideband, 80 meters AM. I run, then after my POTA activation, I run a net, and then I'll sit there and talk. And then if I still run out of things to do, I'll start calling CW on 80 meters sideband frequency because it's legal.
The PP man. PP man said, "Hey James Ka."
James Ka.
James Ka.
I think PP man's stuttering wanting something from you, James. He's wanting your Ka. PP man, are you okay? You haven't called me in 3 days when I'm activating. I'm kind of worried.
He got me last night.
No, I'm talking about he ain't called me on the phone while I'm activating. And
You heard him? Wow, you heard him. Wow.
Well, I didn't. Robbie told me he was in the pile. Then I called him. Then I heard him.
That's perfect right there.
Mike hit it good. The guy's AM call sign was Kilo 4 Romeo Echo November. I love it.
Got that right. Oh, he's mad at me. Okay. Hey, there's some guys on 7290 around about that area that's probably talking about me. Go talk to them.
PP man, y'all can kiss and make up in Huntsville.
Mike, you were on 1 watt. I gotta take you out of the log. That's unacceptable.
If you'd like to conversate with me about it, I can meet you down at Hungry Mother, and I'll bring Terry with me, and you guys can have your teeter totter off out of in Dayton.
What did you call it the other night? Angry Mother.
Yeah, Angry Mother. Well, I mean, same thing. A mother who's angry or a mother that's hungry, that you're both gonna get the same reaction.
Angry, yeah. Nah, it'll be okay, Mike. We'll see you in Huntsville, man. Y'all can have your teeter totter off.
Have you left for your trip yet, there, Mike? That sounds weird calling him Mike. I can't call him. That's just weird, Mike.
Where is he supposed to be going?
He's invading Canada in August.
Crap, he's not mad at me. He's just kidding. He's leaving on the 7th. I hate that you're leaving when you do.
Hey, if you're going to Virginia, just come down a little more and come visit me again. It's not far. You can get there in 1 day.
Actually, while we're streaming, you should look up your route and tell me what part of West Virginia. In August, he's going to your car. You should look up your route and tell me what part of West Virginia you're coming through on your way to Virginia.
You mean
maybe I can bring 83 watts to you and we can do an activation.
All right, so I'm really confused. He's going to Eastern West Virginia, right?
Yeah, he's going to Eastern West Virginia.
Okay, got you.
Oh, but I need to know what part of regular West Virginia he's coming through on his way to Eastern West Virginia.
Well, PP, come on down. I'm not far away from Virginia, buddy. Like I said, I made it from the Pfeiffer in Washington, D.C. to my house in like 12 hours, a little bit less.
It only took me 3 days to get here from Washington, Virginia.
I activated the Pfeiffer in D.C. I got done about 9:30 in the morning, and I was here by 10 o'clock that night. So you can do it, man. I'll get Eddie to make another brisket.
So a really weird thing happened too. So me and James, we met for lunch when James was coming through, and we were taking a picture outside the restaurant, and some creepy old man come up and started hugging James. I was like, who's photobombing us, and why is he hugging James? Oh,
Was he in a hover round by chance?
you know, some we'll say some lovely lady on a hover round did drop him off. And when I say lovely, the kind that like has been in the stockades outside the castle, and people threw rocks at for like 2 weeks because she was spoiled.
How many of these cool chairs do I have? Only one. James is actually sitting on a milk crate. That's a green screen chair behind him. It's a pretty cool AI, isn't it?
James ain't even really there.
He's not. He's not.
The other day, I took a bunch of images of him and I was sending to Dan.
I mean, it's all green screen AI. I mean, you don't think when I go to the park and take pictures, I'm actually at the park, do you? I mean, come on. Too hot for that. Yeah, we'll be in Huntsville, KY4 GM. We'll be there.
There we go. Needs to change his call to an 8 call. And that would sound weird. Kilo Oscar 8. I ain't heard that one before. Kilo Oscar 8 Sierra Foxtrot Bravo. Who is still in the PZM, by the way.
Yes.
Everybody is pending the next hour and a half. Somebody has an hour and a half. And 30 of those hour and a half minutes is going to be spent right here.
How many activations did you do today so far?
Today so far, counting late shift 3.
Okay. Please go to 1810 tonight if you can. I know a lot of people still need that park.
Man, that one's hard to get to.
I know.
It takes like a 6-hour donkey ride, and like it's a struggle to get to that. So I could consider it.
Why should you sell pepperoni rolls at Huntsville?
Harry, the people will still taste roofies in them. Pepperoni don't disguise that taste.
Yeah. But no, it's been hot as Hades this last week. So I'm glad you're getting a little reprieve. I don't think we're going to get much tomorrow. It's going to rain every day.
I'm excited about tomorrow. I might actually get out of the bed early tomorrow.
Is that like 2 in the afternoon?
No, I mean I'm talking like 1:30.
No.
Hey, I didn't get up till noon today.
Listen, I am up every morning by 9 doing my CW practice.
Is it? Well, wait. Are you up by 9, or have you just not went to sleep yet?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Understood. PP says the high was 67 there. 61 at 7 a.m. That's crazy.
9 is like the latest that I normally sleep. So people got to realize the parks that I do in the morning are not the ones that are across the street. I do got to travel to them, and I do got to do 114 with 11% humidity.
I could probably deal with that better than 102 with 78% humidity.
Well, I'd still rather be 125 with 0% humidity.
Yeah. It's still hot, Frank. Don't get me wrong. Hot is hot. But here, it's hot, but it's like you're breathing water at the same time. No fun.
I did not come equipped with gills.
No. It's like you walk outside to put the trash out near the road, and when you come back inside, you're already dripping sweat. It's crazy.
It's all right. PZN's complaining about being hot in October. He's gonna cry like it's too cold.
I guarantee it because you're telling me it's not cold there in October, and I'm having a feeling it's going to be miserable.
Just bring shorts and a t-shirt. That's all you need, brother. You don't even need a jacket.
That's
It's
all
only
I own is shorts and a t-shirt. I don't even own a jacket. Well, no, I got the A-Track jacket.
There you go. That's all you need.
All right, when I went up there to visit the first time, December of '99, my wife bought me a Coke. She knew I didn't have anything warm enough. She came to pick me up, brought me a Coke and mittens.
Here.
Yeah.
But that was December. October will be fine.
Frank said he was at Disney World last week and melted 4 times.
That ain't no joke. It is horrible. There's no. Oh, wait, I'll get mad at Terry. There's not enough food at Huntsville.
I know what he's saying. I know what Terry's saying. Because
Yeah, I do too. I mean, if you want food, you got to go drive for it. Yeah.
Terry's used to being at the Big Ham Fest and they have food trucks.
Yeah. Now, Terry, if you walk up the stairs to the elevator of the hotel, drop down to the lobby floor, there's a nice little bistro right there too. They got great food. But yeah, I can see what he's saying. Like, it's not like Orlando where you can walk like 6 steps from the POTA tent and get you a nice, barbecue plate or a stone fire pizza or whatever else you want,
I'm talking about food.
Well, Terry, I'll tell you what. Since you don't know where it is, we'll send you on a journey for it at Huntsville, and you can bring me back someday.
Side quest.
There you go. You heard the wait, these are fighting words. Hold on. He heard the pizza at Orlando was overrated. No, sir.
Absolutely.
That stone fire pizza is it's the shit. I'll go ahead and say it. It's good.
There's 2 things you can count on at 2 different ham fests. At Orlando, you can count on me getting several of those pizzas, and at Dayton, you can count on me getting several fried cheese.
Absolutely.
Most people would say the pork chop sandwich, which is also equally amazing. But the fried cheese is.
Now in Orlando, the barbecue truck that's right behind the POTA tent, that's not bad barbecue either.
And Terry, if I send you for food, I do not want you to go looking for this.
Apparently, T.O. has differing opinions on the pizza. Well, I'm sorry that Steve does not have a refined pizza palate.
It's good. It's good pizza.
It is good pizza.
All pizza.
What is that thing, like $11 or something?
Yeah.
$11 for pizza. And if I'm buying an $11 pizza for myself and I do it multiple times, it's gotta be good. Because if it tastes like trash, I'm not gonna do it more than.
Yeah. PP Man that says the pizza in Detroit is pretty damn good too.
How about in South Detroit?
South of Detroit. But yeah, I can see what he's saying. Huntsville doesn't have the food vendors that the other ones do. There's still plenty of good food around there, though. I mean, it's short drive.
Between the big 3, they all have their advantages and their disadvantages. Dayton is the biggest show. Orlando's close, but Dayton is the biggest show, and you can count on everybody that vendor-wise is definitely going to be a Dayton. So they have good fried cheese and they have good pork chops. Orlando is really close to as big. I believe. I like Orlando's layout better because the flea market is not in a swamp when it rains.
Yeah.
You're not getting nasty 7 hours still after it rains. It's not as, believe it or not, even in Florida, because it's February, it's not as humid as Dayton. I don't know what it is about. It's like the weather gods say, "Oh, they're doing Dayton this weekend." Every percent of humidity we got in the world goes right over top of it.
And it's gonna rain. I mean, at least one of those days, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, I brought them. Don't worry.
They're not leaving his truck.
Your $5 is well spent because Dan ain't gonna let it happen. Oh.
I would say the advantage of Huntsville is air conditioning. I mean, it's hot as Hades there sometimes, but the whole thing's inside, indoors. So that's really nice. And everybody there is super friendly.
Harry, I don't know what movie you've been watching, but the person who likes snowballs was you the last time I checked. And Eddie can go look that up for you. You know what I mean, Eddie? But
the bad thing of Huntsville to me is the concrete floor because it kills my back.
Oh, well, no. I don't consider that a bad thing. Yes, the concrete floors kill your back, but Orlando, you're on just as much concrete the whole time, and at Dayton, you're just on just as much concrete the whole time. So you can't really use the concrete floor against Huntsville. You think about it. Where other than the flea market in Dayton, where are you at that's not concrete?
Yeah, same thing in Orlando too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't use that. Huntsville is all air conditioner. Everything is inside. Some of the bigger vendors may not be there, and the really big vendors may have smaller booths there. That would be your disadvantage, I would say.
I can't get a hover around in Dayton because Terry has them all rented for next year already.
Listen, that is the absolute truth. I was with Terry when we were in Dayton this year. He pre-rented every hover round for next year, and he is assigning them to the women he wants.
Show me how you can handle that thing.
He's like, rev that engine, baby, rev that engine. James is laughing. You don't understand, James. Harry pulled up to an intersection and blocked a woman in a hover round from crossing the road so he could ask for her number.
Well, we know he's a little creepy.
I mean, this happened. That lady gave him resting hover round face.
Resting hover around face. Oh God.
It was classic. I was laughing so hard. I should have pulled my camera out and filmed her, but I couldn't because I was laughing so hard.
That is funny. Yeah, Bang Bang says go to Walmart and grab a handy cart. That is great.
You know, I'm surprised that people don't do that at Dayton, because like people do that at Walmart's with their regular buggies. I mean, how many times you've been like 7 or 8 miles from a Walmart and see a Walmart buggy like sitting beside the road by somebody's house?
No joke.
All the time. I see that all the time. Maybe that's just
the ones that stick out too, like Dollar General, because they're yellow, right? Yeah. You'll see those things. I mean, there's nowhere on the planet that's more than 2 miles away from a Dollar General anyway.
Yeah. I was gonna say they couldn't be too far from a Dollar General. Oh Lordy. Fun times, I swear.
And all right, so what happens if you are in a hover round at Dayton and it does run out of power? Do they come and like tow it?
Everybody's got bioennos. Just borrow a battery.
I was gonna say you hopefully you run out near the BioLeno booth and you just buy a BioLeno battery and continue to go.
That'd be funny.
Just say you need to load test their charger.
Yeah, there we go. Can you hook this to one of your solar panels? Let me see how good your solar panel works.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm getting ready to check the Lightning app and see what we're looking like right now. It's getting close.
Supposed to be quiet here till later tonight, and then it might move in a little bit. It's been raining here like well, I mean it's the summer. It's gonna rain here every day. Evening thunderstorms, night thunderstorms. It's this summer. You put up with it. Right?
Yeah, it happens. But just like today, I even posted because I was looking at the app. I was like, this thing won't last long. I even posted as I said, get here before the lightning does. And of course, that's the activation I deal with the AM guy.
The way it happened yesterday here, the skies were perfectly blue, and I was sitting here in the shack and I was hunting and everything, and my lightning alert went off on my phone. I'm like, what the heck? The sky, I mean, I was just out to get the mail. The sky is perfectly blue, and like 20 seconds later, I hear, go boom. I was like, oh, 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 oh.
Well, I can tell you when you're guaranteed lightning. Anytime that Sherry goes over and pays to go into the pool, within 30 minutes, it's going to start lightning.
What radius do you have your app set to? I got mine set to 5 miles.
Let's see.
So if there's a strike within 5 miles radius of where I am, it'll alert me. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Frank. Lightning can happen anytime. But I find, 5 miles is good for a POD activation because it gives you a little bit of lead time to get your antenna down or at least unplug it.
Yeah, that's what mine is, 5.
Yeah, and it's actually fairly accurate. I was out last night a little bit in the driveway, and I saw a flash of lightning. And literally, like 20 seconds later, my app went ding, ding, ding. I'm like, that's pretty fast.
Which, I mean, 5 is still, you are pushing it a little bit because static lightning can charge your antenna at that range. So
Frank says his set at 10 miles because he's had some bad experiences. Yeah, that's what we were just. I was probably setting mine up to 10 miles, but
I probably should up mine to 10. That is a good idea because now that I'm thinking about it, 5 miles is a little close because you could get static. It doesn't. It's not the direct strike that you're really worried about. Because a direct strike, I don't care. That's just like, people's like, I take my coax out and put it in a jar. Well, guess what? If you get a direct strike, that jar is going to shatter and it's still going to spark up in your house and catch fire. So
it'll also destroy your ladder line and leave pieces of it all over the yard, from what I hear. That happened in a certain place in East Tennessee a while back.
Yeah,
I heard he's still not talking right. See, he still has a little higher pitch in his voice than normal.
The thing is that he was loud before that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not even going to blame his loudness on that. But, bad things happen in that part of Tennessee. I heard that in that same area, somebody also drug a radio with a piece of coax.
That's right. Drove off with it. Didn't even bother to unhook it. Just drove off.
Didn't even bother. Oh, we picking on you, buddy. We picking on you.
I think that's what it was. During that lightning strike, Chris has captured lightning in a jar. And every time he keys up, he lets a little bit of it out with his audio. That's why he's so damn loud.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. He's running like, 50,000 watts instead of volts.
Listen, I don't know what he's running, but I can tell you that there's people in my pileups that I know run 1,500 watts, and he can whisper in underneath them like it's nothing.
This is what was bad last night. So I worked the crew at Reed Bingham last night, and they were about 20 over here, as you would expect for a short 40. If 40's long, it's hard for me to hear Reed Bingham here, believe it or not. But they're about 20 over, and Chris comes in about 25 over, and he's in Tennessee. And this part that I was listening to him on is As the Crow Flies, not far from here at all. And it was crazy. He was louder than they were.
If you want a real fun experience with Chris, get in the same parking lot with a 2 meter and make a 2 meter contact with it. And tell me what your hand feels like from holding
It vibrates.
It's like you're using a cell phone, because not only is the volume going off, you're getting the vibration too.
I thought you were going to say, if you really want some fun, key up and whistling to the microphone as Dan is holding your antenna.
That's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. I think I still have the burn mark on my finger somewhere.
You get to hear Dan. You get to hear Dan's girl voice.
It goes up by about 6 octaves. Quick. Yeah, Baofeng would fall apart. I think if Charlie Golf Charlie ever talked into a Baofeng, it would cease to exist.
It don't matter what radio you get. I'm like, man, this is a $600 handheld. What's this spurious submission I'm getting? I bet Chris would be good at satellite hunting. He just walks outside and says, Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf Charlie, EM, whatever.
His voice deviation is so wide, he probably wouldn't have to adjust for the Doppler either.
I don't even want to know about your military.
Yeah. Your moles are none of our concern there, buddy.
But he's wanting his mole RF. So maybe RFing around could help you with your mole. You see that? That's twice.
That's
James comes to the Capitol for lunch, and twice now he has showed everybody the West Virginia map on his hand.
That's right.
He is obsessed with the Capitol now.
But the coolest thing is the AI can react to all of this. You see? Yeah.
That's getting a headache.
Oh Lord. Anyway,
he's got his place lit up like an interrogation room, by the way.
We're start the flogging later.
Lucky for me, we're approaching the top of the hour, in which I get to go activate. Thank goodness. I don't know if I can handle too much more of this mole talk. Plus, we know Frank or Charlie 1 is getting ready to stream. So, all right, Dan, what you got coming up?
I want to say hey to Gene McPhee from Texas. Good to see you. Dropped in the chat here. Other than that, we're going to hit the road tomorrow and Tuesday. Where yet, I don't know, but Florida bound. So look for us on the spot page. And if you hear us, hunt us. If you don't hear us, still try to hunt us. We might answer.
What time are we going to hear you?
I have no idea. Whenever we decide to spot.
Okay. So if you do end up in the Jacksonville area and run into my friend Mike, say hi for me.
Before or after we actually run into him?
Do what?
Do we say hi before or after we run into him?
After it'll lighten his mood.
Okay.
After you've ran into him and you get out of the car and he's all angry, say, "Oh, James said to tell you hi." He might not be as mad. All right, James, what do you got coming up after you leave, Dan?
I'm going down to the Gulf Coast. So I'm going to activate Alabama, and I'm heading over to Louisiana. I'm going to activate at least one park there.
And how many states will this leave you with after this trip?
How many states? What?
Will this leave you with to get after this trip?
6, I think. 6 plus DC, maybe.
Nice. And just for the real POTA fans out there, that is 6 actual states not counting a bonus state, right? Or bonus thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. Don't claim that award just because you got it with DC. You got to get them all, guys. Just saying. Anyway, for me, I'm going out activating right now, pending lightning, and hopefully in the next hour, the last BZN hunter will get me. We'll still continue with 6. If not, tomorrow we'll do it again with 5. But Wednesday stream's going to be really good. It's going to be talking about the trip out west and the plans. So make sure and stay tuned. And thanks everybody for the super chat. 73, everybody.
See you guys.